Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight in Our News. A 9-year-old girl remembers her murdered father.
The opposition is blasting the government for appealing the Frank Smith case.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Higgs. Topping news tonight, the 9-year-old daughter of the man who was gunned down in Mason's Addition earlier this week says she will miss the man who taught her many lessons. Other family members describe the shooting victim as loving and hardworking.
We play together. We go everywhere together. And we sit together.
9-year-old Brunel Brown is one of 2 children left behind by 44-year-old Bruno Brown. The Centerville primary student mustering up a single yet potent word to describe how she feels about her father's passing.
Sad.
On Monday night, Brown was gunned down near Sandy Lane, Mason's Addition, just a 30-second walk from the home he lived in all his life. According to police, it was after 8 when a man was standing on Pit Lane when he got into an argument with a man who was known to him. The gunman allegedly shot him multiple times before running away. Paramedics pronounced the victim dead on scene.
He was a loving person. He loves to, he loves to take care of people. He'll cook for you, he'll clean for you. You call him and send him anywhere, he'll, go out.
Brown's step-aunt, 49-year-old Stacia Thompson-Lang, says the two lived in the same home for the past 10 years. Despite their relationship being rocky at times, they shared a bond.
I miss him. But you know how it was. We had our ups and downs, but he was a good person to me.
Brown's killing on the night of National Heroes Day brought the 2019 murder count to 85. Family members say Brown got by doing odd jobs in the community. He was also hoping to travel to Abaco to assist with cleanup and rebuilding efforts on that island. A 25-year-old cousin of the murdered man was tearful as he spoke about Brown's passion for his community.
Bruno was one of my best friends. Make me cry now because that's Bruno, way boss, but and they only come on this because that's Bruno. You want to see Bruno leave, he little good.
Brown's daughter says she will miss many things about her dad, whom she says taught her many lessons.
Don't be rude. Don't curse. Don't be foolish.
Above all, she says she will miss this the most.
Loving him.
Free National Movement Backbenchers firing back at critics of the Minister administration. They call recent criticisms unwarranted and political posturing at a time when they say the focus should be placed on post-Dorian recovery. Their comments in Parliament come one day after Centerville Member of Parliament Reece Chipman, who recently quit the party, said he would rather be a political potcake than a political sellout. Jasmine Brown reports.
Fort Charlotte Member of Parliament Mark Humes referenced the contentious atmosphere in Parliament on Wednesday. While he did not call Chipman's name, he did say the nitpicking will not change the fact that the country is facing a crisis of unprecedented proportions. He also insisted the party will press on.
I had to leave a little early yesterday, but I understand, and yeah, it was kind of hot. All these darts and arrows that were being thrown around, so it's so good to see many of my colleagues still alive and with us today. And I noticed some didn't make it back, so all I say to them is press on, press on.
In the House of Assembly on Wednesday morning, Chipman spoke out against his former party. His scathing comments came nearly 1 week after he resigned from the F&M. Chipman also insisted that he would rather be a political potcake than a political sellout, as he also referenced Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis as Mr. Politics, who he claimed was given an easy route into politics. Chipman has said the government's handling of Hurricane Dorian was a key reason for his decision to resign. Deputy Speaker and Tall Pines MP Don Saunders and Golden Gates MP Michael Folks defended the party's leadership and their response to Hurricane Dorian's destruction, as they hit back at critics, which also included the opposition.
I say to the people of the Bahamas again, do not listen to the naysayers, see what's going on the ground, because I saw it firsthand, and I know a lot of persons are experiencing it firsthand today.
This is a time for unity, and she's so right. Not seeking to sow seeds of division and discord, but demonstrating empathy and offering condolences to our people.
Meanwhile, North Andros Member of Parliament Carlton Bowleg, whose own constituency was devastated by Hurricane Matthew in 2016, insisted now is not the time to play politics.
Mr. Speaker, this is not the time, again, for us to stand alone. This is not the time, again, Mr. Speaker, for us to put PLP first, F&M first, or DNA first, Mr. Speaker. It's about all of us now, Mr. Speaker. It's about the Bahamian people.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Hurricane Dorian cost Bahamas Air $2 million in revenue, according to Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar, who revealed the hefty figure in Parliament during his contribution to the Disaster Preparedness and Response Bill. De Aguilar says that seven-figure loss was a direct result of cancelled bookings.
When one factors in the lost revenue from cancelled flights, especially over the Labor Day holiday, which we all know to be a heavy travel period, I'm advised that the losses sustained by Bahamas Air because of the passing of Hurricane Dorian quickly spiral above the $2 million mark.
He also revealed that Bahamas Air incurred costs of $348,000 as a result of 13 evacuation flights from Treasure Key, which evacuated 765 passengers. Add that to the 13 flights from Marsh Harbor that evacuated over 1,000 passengers, and 12 flights from Freeport, which flew 1,250 evacuees from Grand Bahama to Nassau.
In total, Mr. Speaker, 38 evacuation flights were flown by Bahamas Air from Abaco and Grand Bahama, transporting a total of 3,080 passengers to Nassau. Bahamas Air pegs the total direct cost of this evacuation, along with three additional flights chartered by NEMA, at $348,000, or approximately $113 per passenger.
International commercial flights won't be able to land on Grand Bahama for at least another month as the airport's management team prepares a temporary facility consisting of U.S. Department of Homeland Security TSA certified modular units. Like acting Grand Bahama Port Authority Chairman Sarah St. George said the damage the airport sustained during Hurricane Dorian is in the millions.
We've been told the temporary facilities will be coming and there'll be modular units for the international and domestic terminal, and they will be operational by November the 15th. TSA certified. So that's the important thing. So it has to meet the standards, the international standards required for those flights to come in out of the United States. So that was an absolute priority.
It has been argued that Grand Bahama's economy cannot rebound without a proper airport that accepts international flights. St. George said she has been assured that Hutchinson Whampoa, which co-manages the airport with the GBPA, has a sensible approach to restoring the airport.
Everyone's going to have to look at what you put there this time round. You wouldn't necessarily have the same setup that you had the last time. Clearly now you have to look at the flooding on the scale we saw, that in terms of elevations.
With over 700 people on staff, the Grand Bahamas Shipyard is back up and running, completing maintenance on its first cruise ship since Dorian. Kyle Joaquin is on Grand Bahama, where residents are working towards making a full recovery.
Here at the Grand Bahamas Shipyard, things are starting to get back to normal. As you can see just behind me, the Carnival Ecstasy, which was the first cruise ship to complete maintenance since the passage of Hurricane Dorian, and became just in time to watch it pull out. It's the first time cameras have been behind the gates of the shipyard since the Category 5 Hurricane Dorian. After 10 days of undergoing maintenance at the Grand Bahamas Shipyard, the Carnival Ecstasy departs at 10 a.m. sharp. It's the first cruise ship to be serviced at the shipyard since the monster storm.
We had some erosion damage to the quay sides and flood damage through the offices and the workshops, which we're still dealing with, but we're working around that. And the important thing for us is to get the business up and running. Through the salaries, it feeds a lot of people on the island.
Operations at the shipyard are around the clock, with 300 staffers working during the day and 300 at night. Grand Bahama Shipyard CEO Dave Scantleberry said despite the damage sustained during the storm, crews came back to work immediately, got things cleaned up, and got back to what they do best.
We've got lots of areas where we've got concerns and issues. There was 4 feet of water came through here. So, you know, some days we go to start something and it doesn't work. You know, but so you do your best, but you find stuff each day and you work your way through it. And you know, for us, we've got a very good team here, and if they work their way through the issues, like that ship has gone out on time, in budget, happy customer, and that's what this is all about.
The Grand Bahamas Shipyard is a world leader in dry docking and afloat repairs, pumping millions into Grand Bahamas economy.
How long do you think that it will take for things or business to get back to where it was before Dorian?
I think we're there, really. You know, we work in a global market, so we compete globally for ships. So we're open for business. So you know, as far as we're concerned, we're there.
Good.
Yeah.
Any given week, you'd see big cruise brands like Carnival and Royal Caribbean in the shipyard being worked on. Grand Bahama Port Authority Acting Chairman Sarah St. George said as Grand Bahama moves into Phase 2 post-Dorian, it's critical for entities like the shipyard to do their part, keeping people employed and money coming into the island.
Now you see, you know, you can imagine the cleanup that was necessary after the storm, and it's, as I say, you know, very, very proud to see the industrial sector getting off the ground like that, and then the tourism side in terms of the cruise ships coming, we're seeing that coming back too. So this is absolutely momentous for us.
From Grand Bahama for Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Still to come on Our News, the PLP chairman slams the decision to appeal the Frank Smith ruling before the Privy Council. Plus, preparations underway for Exuma Business Outlook. Stay tuned.